What's up, guys? We are back. We got UFC Nashville. We got Wonderboy versus Pettis. Kind of a strange fight, to be honest. But the card. No, it's not the best card, but it's a UFC card. So, obviously, I'm gonna watch it. And what's up, Kelton? How are you? And how do you like this card?
What's going on, man? I'm excited to be talking fights. Of course, we don't have the best card this week, but there's some gems here. Which stands out to me the most by far, Davison Figueiredo versus Jussier Formiga. In my opinion, one of the best flyweight fights of all time. Probably the most I've ever been excited for a non-title flyweight bout. Davison is one of the biggest surging prospects in the entire UFC right now, regardless of division. And Jussier Formiga historically has only lost to top 5 guys. So that is such a good fight, man. And that's the real main event of this card.
Yeah, I mean, there's some pretty good fights. There's also some pretty bad fights in this card, but I mean, it's a UFC card. I don't get how people are like, I'm not going to watch it. I mean, if you're a diehard fan, you're going to watch it. Little recap, I guess, for last card. Masvidal knocking out Till. Congrats on that bet. That was pretty nasty, man. I don't know how Till's going to come back from that. I think he needs to go to 185. If he doesn't, then I mean, he's just not going to go far, man. What do you think about that fight?
Man, that honestly, as someone who bet Masvidal as a plus 200 favorite, I was not expecting it to be that easy. I actually picked him by 4th round Darce, knocks him dead in the 2nd round. Probably my biggest freak out of the year so far, behind Henry Cejudo knocking out that juice head TJ Dillashaw, the absolute snake juice head. Well, we could talk about that for a little bit. What's up with Dillashaw? I mean, are we surprised?
Not really. It's funny because I grew up in the same city that he's from, and I've just never been a big fan of him, man. He's really cocky. And remember when No Love said that he used to show the guys the alpha male steroids and all that? Yeah. I'm not surprised. I actually have a lot of friends that think Cejudo's on steroids, but I don't think so. I know Cejudo's definitely more ripped, but I don't know. Cejudo doesn't seem like the guy that would take steroids.
Dude, Cejudo's an Olympic athlete. He had to go through literally the most high-level drug testing in the entire world with the Olympic Games, and he proved himself as a gold medalist there. So I have no reason to believe he would need to take anything. Cejudo, in my opinion, is a clean fighter. I think most of the Olympians are. Maybe not Yoel Romero, but I won't make any accusations.
I think Cejudo, bro, needs to fight Moraes. A lot of people are saying it should be Munoz. I think Munoz should fight Aljo. Peter Yan, he needs a couple more fights, man. Peter Yan needs to fight maybe Cody Stamann or someone else. There's no way Peter Yan should get a #1 contender fight, I don't think. Maybe give him Winokur if Winokur beats Sanhagen. There's no way Aljo deserves it. And I mean, yeah, you can say Munoz does, but I think it has to be, in my opinion, Cejudo versus Magic. And it's a great fight. I don't know who I got, honestly. I got to watch tape, but I'm a fan of both guys for sure.
If it's not Cejudo, who should Magic Marlon Moraes fight? Because that's the one guy it should definitely be for that vacant title.
It should be Munoz, in my opinion. I think Munoz is above Aljo.
All right, that's solid. That'd be a good fight.
He just knocked out Cody Garbrandt. I mean, he was on a 2-fight losing streak to TJ, but I mean, I don't know if Aljo could beat Cody like that. I don't even know if Aljo could beat Cody. He probably couldn't.
Bantamweight is so stacked, bro. I'll say it a million times. That's my favorite weight class. Even John Lineker versus Sanhagen coming up, that could be a big fight.
No, they should make Ricky Simone versus Peter Yan. That would be a crazy fight.
So many good fights to make there.
Bantamweight stacked. But yeah, Mike Grundy went out there and looked really good. I'm surprised that he got the KO. I didn't think he was going to go out there and hurt him on the field. Apparently, he had a torn ACL, I think, going in the fight. That was crazy. I'm a little mad about what happened with the Henry fight. I wasn't even gonna bet him. I literally passed from Henry because actually, did I pick Ige on the show? No, I picked Henry, but I passed because I thought it was gonna be a close fight. But I wanted one more play because the Heinich bet got canceled, and I shouldn't have done that. I'm never gonna do that again. Whenever something happens like that, I'm just gonna stick with my plays. I want to have one more play. I know you did the same thing, and every time I feel like I do that, it bites me in the ass. So I'm not doing that again.
Yeah, it happens, man. The John Phillips decision, I thought that was pretty bad.
One can argue on that fight, yeah.
Yeah, I thought Phillips won that fight. Volkan Oezdemir, that's a fight that I actually scored 29-28 Volkan, but
me too. Yeah,
that was really close. I can see the argument for Reyes, for sure. I thought 1 was clear for Volkan, 3 was clear for Reyes, and then it came down to who was throwing more in that 2nd round. And I don't know. I mean, Reyes, what I can see the argument for either guy for sure. It was razor thin. Vulcan should have done more, man.
Yeah,
Vulcan slowed down a lot.
He got tired. Reyes got slowed down too.
Yeah, but it's because Reyes broke. Like, did he break his nose? That's what happened, right?
I don't know. Reyes broke his own nose. I'm not really sure.
Yeah. He had troubles breathing out of his nose, so he was breathing out of his mouth, and it really slowed him down. I thought he could have done a lot more, but hey, Vulcan hurt his nose, broke his nose, so you got to give that credit to him. It was a good fight.
It's like a truck. Yeah, I take back what I said on Twitter. I said Vulcan won every round. I think Reyes won the last round, but I don't agree with the decision, man. I actually picked Reyes to win, but a lot of people that parlayed Reyes, there's a lot of friends that I have that did it. You guys got lucky because I actually think Vulcan won that fight. But then again, Vulcan, really didn't do that much, but Reyes didn't do that much either. I thought the first 2 rounds were pretty clear. I'm surprised Vulcan took him down. But then again, you go back and watch tape, Jeremy Kimball, I think, took him down too. So then, that's like, okay, if Kimball can, then yeah, obviously Vulcan can.
Right. Speaking of the bantamweight division, dude, Nathaniel Wood absolutely ran through Teco. I catched a 5-unit plan Wood there.
He needs to step up. He needs a big step up.
Yeah, man. That dude's legit. I'd like to see him and Peter Yan. That'd be a sick fight.
Nah, come on, man. I think Yan needs a better fighter or needs a bigger fight than that.
Yeah, probably. But
do Simone. That'd be great. Simone versus Wood. That'd be a good fight, actually.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good one. I made a huge mistake of betting on that absolute slob, Nico Negaramu. Jesus, dude, that guy's terrible. I don't know what I was thinking there, but is what it is. It was only 1.5 units. I actually profited on the night. 4 straight winning events. I'm on like a 20-something unit run, 25-unit run. So, yeah. Props to the guys that are sticking by me. That's good.
Yeah, I had a losing night, but I'm positive for the year. I'm still, I think plus 20 overall. So I'm excited for this card. I'm going to get back and track. I got 2 plays. Next week should be a good card as well. I still have a lot of tape to watch, but we're actually going against each other on the fight. We'll be talking about that later. One more thing I want to say is that, the whole Tom Breeze thing, I feel bad for him, I don't know, man. I mean, he's done it twice. I'm not going to sit here and say he's a fraud or anything, but I really think he needs to, step away, man, from the sport. I don't know. The guy, he does it twice. So he did the Bambose, he did the Heinich, due to anxiety. I think he needs some help, man. I really do. I think he needs to, I don't know. Just, he needs a lot of help because I want to fade him now, whoever he fights. It depends, obviously, who he fights, but I don't think he should be a fighter. I really don't.
Yeah, that's tough, man. Doing that twice in the UFC now. I mean, you're not only fucking with your own career at that point, you're fucking with other guys' careers, like Heinich, who stepped up on short notice.
He's going to get a big fight next. I'm telling you right now. He's going to probably he's probably going to get Uriah Hall. I'm assuming he's going to get someone. They got to hook him up. He's going to get someone ranked, or the winner of Brenton and Elias, which will be Elias. So, okay, man. So, first fight of the night, and we got Eric Shelton versus Jordan Espinosa. And I'll go first, so I got to play. I have 3 units on the underdog, Jordan Espinosa plus 165. I think 175 is the best he's gotten. I think now he's 160, 165.
155.
155. Yeah, man, going in this fight, I didn't really expect to have a play here. I didn't really think Espinosa was, legit or anything because I was going off top of my mind. And when I watched tape, I really liked what I saw from Espinosa. Shelton's a good fighter, man. He's always in close fights. That's, a red flag in my opinion. He looked good last fight, though. He took down Morales not 20 times, 14 times. That shouldn't have been a split. I thought he won the fight for sure. He looked good on the feet. He has good boxing. He's been in a lot of close fights, like I mentioned, the Brooks fight, the fight with Pantoja. The thing with Shelton, though, man, is he gets taken down a lot. I mean, even Morales took him down a couple of times, but Morales didn't really control him. Morales isn't really a wrestler. A lot. I mean, everyone's taken down Shelton. I mean, Loza took him down. Alex Perez took him down. Everyone, literally everyone in the UFC, Tim Elliott. And a guy like Espinosa, man, the guy is a college wrestler, high school wrestler. He's a good wrestler. He's a big guy, too. He's really strong. I think he's faster than Shelton, too, on the feet. I think Shelton's more technical on the feet, but I actually think that Espinosa has more power. He has a really good right hand, really good left hand. He's explosive, man. I mean, you saw his fight on the Contender Series against Riley Dutro. He dominated that fight. He even got hurt in that fight, but he recovered really quickly. He hurt Riley multiple times. I mean, the way he got that TKO in the third round was impressive. He took him down multiple times. He has like a lot of wins by Darce. He has a lot of wins by sub. His fight with Nick Urso was impressive as well. Got the Darce. I think he's going to take down Shelton. I really do. I think he's going to be able to control Shelton. I can see him hurting Shelton. Shelton, he has a good chin. He's never been finished, but first time for everything. The later the fight goes, we'll see. I think they both have good cardio. I think I give the cardio advantage to Shelton. But I don't think Espinosa has bad cardio. Like, he got tired a little bit. We were talking about it in his last fight, but look at the pace and they were fighting that. I don't think, even if that fight, if Shelton and him go out there and brawl, like, they're both going to get tired, Espinosa, like, that was a crazy fight. Like, that was definitely a fight of the night. One of the best flyweight fights I've ever seen. But I just see an advantage, man, on the wrestling here. I really do. Like, I don't think Shelton's going to be able to take him down. I think if he does, he could get Darce. I think definitely Espinosa's going to threaten him with a Darce. He has good takedown defense as well, but, if he tries to take him down, I don't think it's going to be good for him. I think Jordan has the better wrestling. I think on the feet, like I mentioned, I think Shelton has more technical, but I think Jordan has more power. I think Jordan's going to hurt him on the feet, and I think Shelton's going to shoot, and I think he's going to get tapped out. So I got Jordan Espinosa, man, by a second-round Darce. And, this kid's good. Like, it's funny because you look at his record, he's 13-5. He's only lost once, man. He's 9 out of his last 10 fights. He's been on a pretty big winning streak, and his only loss in that last 10 fights was at bantamweight. So the kid's good, man. I really think he's good. I think it's a big future. I think Shelton's good too. I just think his takedown defense isn't the best. We've seen him get taken down in every fight in UFC. So yeah, I'm gonna go with this Espinosa. What about you?
Yeah, man, you make a lot of good points for sure. I think definitely the way the line's sitting right now, I'd say the value is on Espinosa. And going through my DraftKings lineups today, not a whole lot of dogs on this card that I'm really like itching to put in my lineups. And actually, Espinosa was one of those guys that he made the cut on a lot of my lineups, man, because he's going to be going for those takedowns. He hits really hard. A knockout's probably unlikely, but hey, it could happen. I definitely want to have some money on the guy in case it does. Problem is he just kind of slows down a little bit, and I can definitely see him winning this first round with takedowns. He comes out in that first round. He's super explosive. He has a lot of energy. Very, very good wrestler, and Shelton does get taken down. So I have no doubt in my mind that Jordan Espinosa will probably go out there and win that first round. Problem is I've seen him slow down multiple times, and I think if he slows down against Shelton, maybe he can still even go out there and land those takedowns. There's definitely a possibility, but I ever so slightly lean Eric Shelton to stuff the takedowns in the second and third round and kind of use that jab. It's funny, man. I remember when Eric Shelton first came into the UFC, he was on that Ultimate Fighter season. He took out the number 2 seed, that Russian guy, Yoni Sherbatov, submitted him in the second round, lost to Tim Elliott on the show, in which you can make the argument Shelton, that fight was like razor close, and I think it only went 2 rounds, but it should have went to a third. But then he goes to, a lot of people were picking him against Pantoja, and then he loses a split to Brooks. But hey, he's going to a split decision with Pantoja, who's an absolutely legit fighter. So I thought the sky would be the limit for this guy, and actually bet on him against Alex Perez. But that was like the only fight in the UFC he clearly lost, and it kind of just made me realize that this guy he's not making improvements, man. I don't know if it's a gym thing, but he's kind of plateaued since he's entered the UFC. If anything, Espinosa is the one who's been making improvements from his earlier days of starting off his career, 5-4 or something. Even recently, like 2 years ago, he lost a decision to an 8-6 guy, but he's really starting to put his MMA game together. So it's a really, really close one, man. I think you have some value, and I'm even going to be playing Espinosa on DraftKings, but I'm going to slightly lean Eric Shelton, 29-28 split decision. So moving on to the next one, hopefully best fight odds is right. Is it Gutierrez?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got Chris Gutierrez, -225 now, taking on Ryan Macdonald, +185. One of the first things I said to Justin when we jumped in the chat was, I wish I would have took that Chris Gutierrez plus money. How the fuck did Chris Gutierrez open up plus money, dude? This is like absolutely mind-blowing. Going through and watching the tape, I was just trying to figure out a reason why. Why was this unknown he is Canadian, I think, right? Why is this dude 10-0? Or why is this dude a favorite over Chris Gutierrez? And it's probably just because 10-0, Gutierrez lost his last fight, got finished last fight, but thing is, Gutierrez actually put up a pretty good effort against a like extremely talented fighter in Barcelos. I think on the feet here, Macdonald's just asking to get kicked away with those long legs. He's an extremely tall bantamweight, but that makes him open for those leg kicks for sure. And I think that's something Gutierrez can exploit, take any kind of energy he has away with those leg kicks. And I think he can just piece him up on the feet altogether. I think Macdonald needs to go for takedowns here. And I've seen him get takedowns on the regional scene, but against no one near the level of Chris Gutierrez. I'm really impressed with Chris Gutierrez, man. I was giving him a better shot than most people were against Barcelos, but Barcelos was just too good. And even on the mat, I think when it comes to jits, I think the jits is pretty even here. If anything, dude, I think Gutierrez might be able to land a takedown. Who knows? I don't think too highly of this Macdonald character at all, but I've been wrong many times before. I think the minus 225 line on Gutierrez is rightful. I think people that sniped that plus money, I think that was very smart of you. Props to you guys. So I'll go with Chris Gutierrez. I'll say he gets a second round rear naked choke.
Yeah, man. It's been a pretty close fight for me to call. Going in the tape, I saw that Macdonald was undefeated. I wanted to, tape him immediately. At first I thought I liked what I saw. He has good striking for sure. He fights long, but he can get hit for sure. He's been actually KO'd twice in amateurs. 2 fights ago, he fought like a guy that's like 6-10, and the guy actually dropped him and he hit him like clean. But he recovered and tapped him out. He has some subs for sure. Trains at I think he trained at the old gym in Nebraska that Anthony Smith used to train at. And he's undefeated. A thing that I actually like about him a lot, or I'm not like, I think it's inspirational for sure. Is that he was actually supposed to fight a Contender Series actually. And, it sucks because his little brother passed away. So I think what happened was he flew out there and then like his little brother passed away. So he had to I think the day before or something like that, he had to cancel it. I think they found someone else, but that's pretty crazy that happened, man. So I give him I want him to win now because, for his brother. But yeah, he hasn't fought a lot of good guys. He's fought a lot of cans. The best guy he's fought was his last fight, and the guy's like 6-5 or something like that. He has tall man defense for sure. He's a big bantamweight though. That's he's gonna have an advantage, man. A reach advantage over a lot of these guys. He fights really long. He has good grappling too. He has good takedowns. But Gutierrez, I think the kid's pretty good. He beat Jimmy Flick. Really good weight kicks in that fight. He beat Rodriguez. He tapped him out. He has good he trains at Factory X. Factory X is one of my favorite gyms. I think it's one of the best gyms. There's so many good guys that train there. So this guy doesn't have good cardio, man. I think he's good everywhere. I think he has good striking. I don't know how he opened plus money like you mentioned. I wish I would have got plus money on him, but at the time he opened, I didn't watch tape. I'm not going to just go out there and blind bet like some people do. Right. But yeah, man, I think Gutierrez probably hits harder than Macdonald. I think technical wise, I think that's kind of close, but I think Gutierrez is more technical. I think he can definitely get takedowns. He's a finisher as well. He throws bombs. He has good movement. He was beating Ronnie Barcelos before. I feel like Barcelos got him down, took him out of there. He had a couple moments in that fight, but obviously Barcelos is a really good fighter. But he has good counter striking too, and I think he's going to connect with that tall man defense. So I'm going to go Gutierrez. I think he's going to get a decision. I don't think he's going to get him out of there. I got Gutierrez by 29-28 decision. So next fight, we got Ronda Markos versus Angela Hill. It's a fight I really didn't, look into that much. I don't really like Angela Hill. She's definitely one of I feel like she's one of the fighters, one of the main fighters in the UFC that I just don't like. She's just so annoying, and her voice is annoying, her stare downs. I don't know what it is with her. I just don't like her. I don't know. I just don't like her. Ronda Markos, I feel like definitely this is a striker versus grappler matchup. Hill's takedown defense is not that good. She just didn't look that good against Courtney Casey. I don't know how that was a split. I thought Casey clearly won that fight 2 rounds to 1. Her striking's not bad. I give her credit in the Jessica Andrade fight because she has a good chin. She took some heavy shots in that fight. So I don't question her heart. I think that she's a tough girl. Her takedown defense is not that good. And she beat Livia Souza, so that was definitely a cap in her feather right there. If they rematch, I think Livia would beat her. But Markos, man, she's definitely declining for sure. You can say both these girls are on the decline. They're getting older. She has good grappling though, man. And I think that I don't know why I'm stuttering. I think she's going to go out there and be able to take her down. I think on the feet she can crack. She has, some pretty good boxing, but I think Angela Hill's, definitely better on the feet. I think she puts out more volume. I think she's faster for sure. I think Markos needs to get this fight to the mat because if she doesn't, she's going to get picked apart. I don't see her hurting Angela Hill, but she has decent striking. I just don't think it's better than Hill's. So it's a striker versus grappler. It's a really tough fight. I'm going to go a split decision with random Markos, but I'm not confident at all. What about you?
Yeah, this is a tough fight, man. A couple of original strawweights right here from the old tough season with Esparza and all them. And honestly, man, I actually think both these girls have been making improvements in their game. Angie Hill with her takedown defense, Markos with her striking, but let's not forget each girl's strengths here. This is definitely a striker versus wrestler matchup. Angie Hill definitely is the cleaner striker. Randa Markos has that wrestling. It's just tough, man. If this was the same Angela Hill that fought against Tisha Torres with the super suspect ground game, I'd be all over Randa Markos here. But Angie has made those improvements, man. She, I believe, she stuffed. I think it was only 2 attempts, but she stuffed takedown of attempts from Jessica Andrade. I don't know if Markos is going to be able to get it done here. I don't know if she's going to be able to set up the takedowns with the striking because I think she might just be that outgunned. But then I went back and watched her last fight against Marina Rodriguez. And if you guys don't know about this Marina Rodriguez girl yet, she's one of the best pure strikers in the division, in my opinion. And Markos actually put up a decent performance. I thought Marina Rodriguez should have got the nod there, but I don't know, man. I think Randa is just a better overall martial artist, and I disagree with her being the underdog here. I'm going to go with her. I'm not going to bet it, but I'll say Randa Markos by 29-28 decision. So moving on to the next one, man. We got another chick fight. We got Alexis Davis, -140, taking on Jennifer Maia, +120. It's funny, man, looking at this card at first glance, I saw Jennifer Maia at +170 and thought to myself, that's definitely an underdog I could be playing here. Jennifer Maia actually has some pretty good wins on the Invicta scene. She came in, had that's a really tough fight to make your debut against Liz Carmouche, bro. Liz Carmouche, one of the strongest wrestlers, super high level BJJ, but and that's Jennifer Maia's weakness. So when I went and looked at the fight, man, I just saw that this is going to be another really tough fight for her. I don't know. The UFC was not doing Jennifer Maia any favors here. You would think, being Brazilian with the last name Maia, she'd have some takedown defense and a ground game, which it's not really all there, man. She's definitely outgunned by Davis here on the ground for sure. If she can keep it standing, she probably picks Davis apart. She's the younger fighter. Probably hungrier. She's probably the better striker. Although Davis has made improvements on the feet. Dude, Davis has been around forever, man. Alexis Davis is one of those chicks, and I actually think 125 is probably the right weight class for her, and she's probably looked better at 125 than she has at 35. So I like Alexis Davis to get this done, man. I think this is a really, really tough fight for Jennifer Maia, but I hope they hook up my girl Jennifer Maia with a winnable matchup next time, because making your first UFC, I shouldn't say debuts, first 2 UFC fights against Liz Carmouche and Alexis Davis, that's no walk in the park, man. Those are some tough matchups. So I'll go with Alexis Davis, but I don't think Maia is a can by any means.
Yeah, this is another short breakdown for me. I don't really care about this fight. I wish this fight wasn't on the card. Alexis Davis, she's big for 125, man. She was pretty big for 135. She's, I feel like she's one of the biggest bantamweights, one of the biggest flyweights. Maia has a good ground game. We haven't really seen it that much because she's been on her back and just kind of controlled. Carmouche and Alexis Davis are, really good grapplers. And I think it's going to be a boring fight. I think, I don't know, man. I feel like you think Maia's better on the feet?
She's probably quicker. She's probably faster, probably hits harder.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's close on the feet. I just think that Alexis has the better wrestling, the better grappling. I think she's going to be able just to control on the mat. So I got the Canadian also by a decision. So next fight, we got Frankie Saenz versus Chito Vera, and it's a good fight. I'm kind of surprised with the line. You know, I feel like Chito should be a little favored higher, but I'm not going to play Chito just because there's something about him, man. Even in his wins, like, you know, he comes back. Like, you shouldn't be coming back against like Guido Canetti, and even against
Buren.
Yeah, he didn't even look good in those fights. Like, I like Chito. Like, I think he's going to win this fight. I think he could definitely be, you know, I don't know about top 15, maybe. Like, I think he could definitely be like right around that. I want to see him fight Wood. That'd be a great fight. Anyways, back on the matchup. His ground game is so good. Like, he has really good jiu-jitsu, but he can get taken down. Frankie Saenz is good at wrestling. Like, you can say he's on the decline, which he is. He has a good chin, but he's taken a lot of punishment. His striking is improved for sure. He has good control, but I don't know. I can see him getting takedowns here, but I don't know why. Like why would you want to go out there and take, you know, like Chito down? Like, you know, Chito, you can take him down and kind of control him, but I feel like eventually if that happens, Chito's going to lock a sub. But I think what's going to happen actually is on the feet. I think they're going to be like, you know, brawling. I think it should be one of the best fights in the card, like fight of the night wise. And I just think Chito's a better striker, man. Striker's improved a lot. I think Chito's going to catch him, but I wouldn't be surprised if Chito gets a comeback here because he just, I don't know, man. Like, he's a slow starter, and I just don't like what I've been seeing from Chito in his last two fights. Like, he gets wins, but he just doesn't look that good in them, man. So I think he's going to hurt Frankie Saenz. I really do. I think he's going to get him out of there maybe in the second or third round. But I think Saenz will be winning the fight until he gets stopped. So I got Chito by a second or third round submission.
Yeah, you're totally right, man. Chito is he's a slow starter. Started slow against Canetti, Buren, Brad Pickett even, but got the finish in all of them. Even John Lineker won the third round against John Lineker on two judges' scorecards there. Chito is definitely one of those guys who he has good fight IQ. He's good at adjusting to the fight. And I think that's probably what happens here. I think Saenz is going to be going for his takedowns early, and he's just got pretty high-level wrestling, so he's probably going to take down Chito in that first round. But as soon as they start to get a little tired, I think Chito, I think he's definitely going to have the better cardio here in the second and third rounds. And, you know, Saenz is getting closer to 40 years old every single day, and we know something, man. Those 40-year-old guys, they can hang around the heavyweight division, but at bantamweight, when speed is such a key thing in those fights, I think that's not a good look for Saenz. He's already been knocked out by Eddie Wineland, but I think he might be due for another knockout. And I think Marlon Vera probably knocks him out in the second round here. As soon as both guys start to slow down, I think Saenz will slow down just a little bit harder. Vera will have the strength to keep himself on the feet, not get taken down, and eventually he's going to find that sweet spot and put him away. So I'm going to go with Marlon Chito Vera via second round TKO. And if I end up having a fourth play for this card, I think it would probably be Chito, but we'll see where the line goes. I'm surprised it's so much better this time. Like, he was about to close around minus 210 last time, I want to say, and he had the flu, had to pull out, and now the line's so much better. Is it just because he had the flu and had to pull out last time? Like, I really don't know why the line is about 60 cents better this time around, but we'll see what happens, man. Chito, second round TKO. So moving on to the next one, we got, let me pull it up here.
It's our debate.
Oh, we got the good one. We got Bobby Wolfman Moffett minus 165. Taking on Bryce Mitchell plus 145. So, yeah, this should be fun, man. Me and Justin are going against each other for only the second time this year. And again, I have the favorite. Justin has the underdog. Yeah, Bobby Moffett, man. I was really impressed with this guy in his UFC debut, and I'm surprised by the amount of people I've seen kind of not give him credit for that win against Chaz Skelly, saying he didn't win shit, he didn't sub shit. Like, dude, so Chaz Skelly had his back in that first round, and he did an excellent job defending. The second round started. He started to pick apart Skelly on the feet in that second round, and then he got a hold of him, and I'll be honest, man, like, that definitely was a bad stoppage by the referee. He wasn't out. He didn't tap, anything like that, but looking at that shit, dude, like, the dude is a Darce specialist. Chaz Skelly was probably about to take a nap. It was kind of like the Kevin Lee, Michael Chiesa situation. They stopped it a little bit early, but come on, the guy was probably going out. And we're talking about Chaz Skelly, the guy who, I believe fastest submission in featherweight history, only one sub away from most subs in featherweight history. So Chaz Skelly is a serious grappler, and the fact that Moffett has gone out there and proved himself to be able to hang, not even just hang, but go out there and sub a guy like that, I think that shows a lot. I've seen a lot of improvements from his regional days. His last loss, he was knocked out by Ton Lee, but I'm going to be honest about Ton Lee. I've talked a lot of shit about Ton Lee in the past, but that dude is a very, very good striker, and I don't think Bryce Mitchell has the power nor technique that Ton Lee does. I think on the feet, actually, I think if anything, Moffett has really improved with his footwork, head movement, just the technical aspect of it. He's really starting to be able to set up the takedowns with the strikes, and he's not a world-class striker by any means, but he has it down, man. He figured out a way to be able to mesh his entire game together. He's 28 years old. He's in the prime of his career. He's at the MMA lab. I think the sky's the limit for the guy. I could actually see him picking up some really good wins. Now he's going against Bryce Mitchell, came off the Ultimate Fighter. He won a split decision against Tyler Diamond last time that I actually thought he lost that fight. But then who did he lose to on the show? That was
Tona.
Yeah, Brad Katona. That was actually a good fight until he got subbed. But Bryce Mitchell, I think on the feet, I honestly, man, just because the improvements Moffett's made, I think on the feet it's going to be really, really close. Mitchell's going to be faster for sure. He's let's be honest, he's probably the better athlete. But thing is, the kid's still green. He hasn't fought anyone near Bobby Moffett's level before. I believe he's still training at his very small gym out there in Arkansas. It's just he seems much less proven than Bobby Moffett, and I think Bobby Moffett should be a little bit higher of a favorite here, like minus 210. I think eventually he's going to be able to land a takedown and just make it his fight, man. Eventually catch that choke. On the feet, it's going to play out close, but I think when it hits the mat, that's what it's going to really show the technique behind the grappling. Moffett's going to wrap it up. What do you think, man?
Yeah, there's a couple things I don't agree with that you're talking about. Number one, I actually bet Moffett last fight, and I think I got really lucky. I don't think he got the sub. Chaz wasn't out. You could arguably say Skelly was winning the fight too. I think Skelly won the first, even though nothing really happened. Skelly was on his back. I do think Moffett's striking is improved, but I don't think it's better than Mitchell's. Also, I think Katona's on the same level as Moffett. If they fought, what do you think would happen? Don't tell me that Moffett will go out there and starch him, because that would not happen.
I'd pick Moffett.
I think it'd be a close fight, man. Katona's a good fighter. He really is. And if you watch that fight against Bryce Mitchell, Mitchell was winning the fight until he got tapped out. I think he just got tired, and he just, he got his back taken. That's what he needs to worry about here, because I think that Moffett has the better ground game. I think Moffett has the better wrestling. I think on the feet, I think Mitchell's better. I think Mitchell is more technical. I think he's more faster. He has better movement. Good left hand, good right hand. But the thing is, in this fight, makes it really interesting. I think it's going to be a really good fight, a back and forth scrap. Is Moffett has to get this fight to the mat, because I don't think on the feet he's going to hurt Mitchell. I think Mitchell could hurt him on the feet. But the thing is, he needs to I don't know he's going to go out there and just take him down and get him out there immediately. Have you seen Bryce Mitchell ever get controlled? He hasn't. He has a good ground game. He has 8 wins by sub. I think that he can definitely reverse Moffett. I think he can sweep Moffett. I think on the ground it's going to be really interesting. I really do. You're telling me right here don't think that he can sweep Moffett.
You've seen him have moments on the ground against who?
Katona. Katona's a good fighter. Come on,
jeez, man.
He's a good fighter. You don't think Katona's a good fighter? I think he really is.
He's all right. I think Bobby Moffett's more proven.
All right. Okay. All the guys that Moffett's beaten. Okay, Smith Skelly, I don't think he won that fight. I really don't.
He won the fight. He got his arm raised.
He didn't even get a sub. But besides the Skelly fight, all the guys he's beaten, I think Mitchell would beat. All of them. So, Dan Moret, Mitchell would beat Dan Moret. TJ Brown, Mitchell trained with TJ Brown, so I can't really say that. But I think he would. Who else? Obviously, I wouldn't say he would beat Ronnie Barcelos, but, he got his ass kicked against Ronnie Barcelos.
Hey, he went 15 minutes with Barcelos. I don't know if Bryce Mitchell goes 15 minutes with Barcelos.
I think he would. He got dominated in that fight, man. And the whole Skelly thing, I cashed, but I don't think he won. I don't think he got the sub. If they rematch, I think Skelly would beat him. I really do. I'm not taking anything away, because Moffitt's a good grappler. He's relentless, man. He doesn't waste that much time on the feet. You can say his striking's improved, but he's stiff on the feet. He's slow. Mitchell's the faster guy, man, for sure. And Obviously another red flag with Mitchell is he's coming off that really bad ball sack surgery.
Man, I didn't even want to bring that up. That's brutal.
So hopefully, I think he'll be okay. It's kind of funny that happened though, but I think he'll be okay from that. One thing I want to shout out, the whole interview he had. He was like 145 or something like that, or 146 on fight day when he fought Tyler Diamond. He added, I think, like 12 pounds. He was like 160, 161, I think now. So I think he put on some muscle. The Tyler Diamond fight, I actually think he won the first 2 rounds, like clearly. I think he lost the 3rd round, but he got tired, he gassed. And I think his card is going to be better, that he's going to have some more weight on him. Tyler Diamond, he's not – I'm not going to say he's a jobber. Like, I think he's a decent fighter. He has really good grappling, and Mitchell took him down 6 times. Like Mitchell has good grappling too. I don't think Mitchell's going to go out there and take down Moffett. I don't think he should, because if he does try to shoot, he needs to worry about, Moffitt's Darce. Moffett has a really good Darce. I hope Mitchell doesn't go out there and shoot, because if he does, he better watch out for that Darce. But I just don't think Moffitt's going to be able to control him on the mat. I really don't, man. And I think there could be some really good ground stage on the feet. I think Mitchell has a really, really, really good a really big striking advantage. I don't think it's close. I don't think Moffett's striking is that good. I think it's improved. I just don't think it's better. I don't think Mitchell's going to knock him out. Shout out to MMA prediction guru. He said he's going to get a TKO. That could happen, but I think what's going to happen is it's going to be a back and forth fight. I think Mitchell's going to hurt him on the feet. I think he's going to get Mitchell down, Moffett. I think there's going to be some really good ground stages on the bottom. I think Moffett could get on top. I think he could threaten the Darce and all this. I think Mitchell's going to get out of it. He's a good ground game. He has a good ground game for sure. I just don't think Moffett's going to make this look easy like you do. And I think what's going to happen is that Mitchell's going to hurt him in the 3rd round. He's going to get. This is a hot take. I guess you can say it, but I think Mitchell's going to be the first guy to submit Bobby Moffett. So I got Bryce Mitchell with a triangle off his back. His submissions are good, man. It really is. Like, both these guys have good jiu-jitsu, but I really just think Moffett's striking is going to be the edge, and he's going to hurt him, but he's going to get him out there with the sub. So I got Bryce Mitchell with a 3rd round submission.
Man, I think the striking is going to play out a lot closer, because Mitchell's going to know exactly what Moffett's want to do, and that's take him down. I think that's going to make Mitchell a little bit more reserved on the feet, and that's where it's going to look a lot closer. And I think Moffett, his footwork, I think he's really going to be able to. I don't know. I think he's going to be able to work his way around Mitchell and find a way to get that takedown. He's really creative with the takedowns too, man.
He is. Obviously, Moffett needs to take the fight to the mat, in my opinion, to win. But even if he takes on Mitchell, I don't think it's he's going to be in a lot of trouble. Mitchell has good ground. I really think I do. I don't think he's going to be able to control him. I'll tell you that. I
mean, this is the best grappler that Mitchell has fought, so we can't be for sure that he's going to be able to, be able to get back on his feet. You don't know,
True, but I don't know. I think you're disrespecting Katona, man. I think Katona would actually beat Moffett. I think Katona's a really, really good fighter. I think, come on, man. Katona's, you can say he's green, but the kid's really good, and Mitchell was beating him. He won, in my opinion, the first 2 rounds. So, obviously, Mitchell could actually take down Moffett. I think it could happen. I just think he needs to really watch out for that Darce that Moffett, has. Because Moffett has good takedown defense. He's been taken down, but he threatens that Darce. I really think that he's going to take down Mitchell, and he's going to get reversed.
I think that Mitchell by sub pick is very, very, very bold, because Chaz Skelly had Moffett in one of the worst positions possible, and Moffett was able to stay calm, do exactly everything he was supposed to do, and he got out of it, man.
Go ahead.
He's seen a lot more, man. That higher level competition experience, being at the MMA lab. I mean, look at who Moffett's training with. Who's Bryce Mitchell's training partners?
TJ Brown, and Moffett beat him. So what's funny though is actually what's funny. It's a split decision. I don't know if you watched the fight, but that was really close. TJ Brown actually could have beat him. So I actually like the fact that they fought him before. So that's going to help Bryce Mitchell. He's fighting with someone that's they trained together, or they fought. And if you watch that fight, it was a split. I don't know if you watched it. It was a long time ago. I actually thought that he beat Moffett. It was a really close fight though.
I think I watched that fight. I think I watched it back when Moffett fought Skelly. I don't think I watched it this time around.
But what I was gonna say is that shit, I just lost my train of thought. Don't you hate that? What was I gonna say? I forgot. Okay, I'll just skip it, and then if it comes up, okay, that's good. Did I forget it again? Oh my god. Oh, I don't think he's gonna sub him like immediately, but I think he's gonna hurt him on the feet and then he's gonna get the sub. He's gonna hurt him on the feet, drop Moffett, and then take his back and get him out of there or get a triangle, off his back.
You said in the third round though, and in my opinion, I think Moffett will be fresher in the later rounds. I think he has the better cardio.
I think he does have the better cardio, but I think I don't think Mitchell has terrible cardio. Like he has good cardio. I think he got tired last fight, but I think he addressed that with putting on more size. So we'll see. He was really dehydrated last fight against Diamond. So we'll see, man. It's a good debate. But yeah, let's move on to the next fight because I got to be out of here no later than 7:50. I got my second fantasy baseball draft at 8 o'clock. So moving on to the main card, we got 6 fights, so we got to breeze through a couple of these. We got Macy Barber versus JJ Aldrich. This is a great fight. Looking at this fight pre-tape, it's funny. I actually thought JJ, was live. JJ has the better striking for sure. I think she has good striking. But then when I rewatched the tape, well, not rewatched, but I watched more tape. Macy Barber, man, her ground game's really good. She has really good wrestling. She's really good in the clinch. I just think she's going to be able to get JJ down. And when she gets JJ down, I just don't think JJ's going to get right back up. Barber's pretty good in the feet too, man. She has good kicks. She's explosive, good movement, Factory X, one of the best camps out there. We've seen JJ get taken down against Pena, even Poliana Viana took her down. Suarez, the future champ, kind of dominated her. I think Macy Barber she's bigger for sure. I don't know why JJ is moving to 125. She's kind of small, to be honest. Macy's a pretty big 125er. She was like one of the biggest strawweights, and now she's like one of the biggest 25ers, man. She's huge. I just think she's going to get her down. She's nasty in the clinch. I think she's going to get her down. Good takedowns. And her ground and pound is like legit, dude. Her ground and pound is like scary. Like her ground and pound is like she's like a dude, But she's a good fighter. So I got Macy Barber. I think she's gonna get JJ out there, and I got her by a third round TKO. What about you?
Yeah, man. I think this is a way, way, way better chick fight than the two earlier in the card, in my opinion. JJ Aldrich is actually a really good striker, and kind of in hindsight, I should have seen how that was a really good spot against not only her last one, Viana, but Danielle Taylor as well, just because she's a so much better striker, and we know what Danielle Taylor's game is. She just does her thing, and Aldrich completely neutralized that. And I think if Aldrich can keep this on the feet, she probably has a really good chance. But do I see that happening? I don't. I think this is Macy Barber all day long. It's probably no secret. I'm sure this will be everyone else as well, but probably one of my biggest DraftKings plays, just because that grappling style. I think she's going to rack together a lot of points, probably more than some of the guys in the 9,000s range. So I'm going big on Barber. I think, like you said, she's a lot bigger. I have no idea why JJ's moving up to 125, man. Like she was looking like a decent force at 115. Her last 2 performances were good, but this is a tall task, man. Macy is she's on her way up for sure. She's got some very good skills, and she should probably dominate this fight, get a lot of takedowns, maybe even get a sub. This is a big step up for Aldrich, man, in my opinion. Even though Macy's like a relative newcomer, she's fucking good. So I'll go with her second round submission. And next fight we got. What do we got? I always pull away best fight odds as soon as it's my time to read off the next fight.
It's Peterson versus Markos.
So this is my second play of the night. We got Pena minus 255 taking on Steven Peterson, now at plus 215. I got 1 unit on Peterson at plus 255 here. I beat the line by about 40 cents as it stands right now. Pretty happy with that, man. I think firstly, I don't really like this move down to 145 pounds for Luis Pena. And he actually just said in an interview today, or maybe yesterday, that he wants, or didn't say he wants to, but he could make 135 pounds. And let me say that again. The 6'3" Violent Bob Ross says he can make 135 pounds. I mean, at that point, do you muscle on your body? Like, I mean, come on. That would just be completely unhealthy. And hey, I'm not even convinced that he's going to make 145 pounds here, man. I think that's all just talk to get people to shut the fuck up about his weight cut this whole week. I'm sure everyone that's coming up to Bob Ross during fight week this week, oh, how's the weight cut going? I'm sure he's so So sick of that shit. And he probably does make it. He probably will. He's a skinny ass dude, man. And that could be a problem. Like, I know he has some knockouts on his record, but it just seems like when he hits guys, it just doesn't have that much to it. Like, he was hitting Trizano pretty hard, but I mean, maybe that's credit to Trizano's chin, but he's was like eating it like it was nothing. And I actually think Bob Ross has underrated wrestling and an underrated ground game. Might even be he's got good striking too, of course, but he just doesn't have a lot of pop to his punches. And maybe being such a big old dude at 145 pounds, maybe his punches will have more effect there. But in his kicks, he's creative with his kicks too. He's a really good fighter, man. Like, I think Bob Ross has talent for sure. He's just super, super green. What is he, 5-1? I think Steven Peterson, he has seen a lot more. I mean, he's got about quadruple the amount of experience Bob Ross has. He's been in there with way higher level guys than Bob Ross has. I think, honestly, man, I think he's going to be able to get on the inside, make this a brawl against Bob Ross. I think coming down to 145 pounds, that extreme weight cut, that might even have a toll on his chin, man. And we know Steven Peterson, he's going to fight for my money. He's going to go in there. He's going to try to knock the guy out. He might be able to do it, man. Bob Ross definitely needs to keep this at range and kick him around for 15 minutes. But I don't think that happens. I think Peterson, he's got the experience. He knows what he has to do. He's going to go in there. I think he can get takedowns as well. I think he's the more well-rounded fighter with a lot more experience. I don't really get this line at all. Bob Ross had a lot of hype coming off Tough, man, but I think a lot of that kind of faded away with his last performance. I know you bet Trizano. Huge props to you there, man, but I don't know. I'm not sold on Trizano either, so I don't really that's not a – no, I'm really not. I don't think Trizano's that great of a fighter, to be honest, but we'll see, man. I got Peterson here. I think that line's absolutely ridiculous. I'll say I'm going to say a submission in the second round for Steven Peterson.
Real quick about Trizano, he's going to absolutely destroy Grant Dawson, in my opinion. I think he's going to dominate that fight.
Probably, but who the fuck is Grant Dawson?
The guy who just smokes. I'm not going to say smoke. Okay, I was sweating my ass off in that fight.
You were.
He got the win, but yeah, it wasn't pretty. Anyways, back on the matchup. Yeah, man, I'm actually going to agree with you, man. I got Steven Peterson here as well. I'm debating if I'm going to take a 1-unit shot. The thing with Steven Peterson is he just blocks everything with his chin. He doesn't have defense on the feet. He's a crazy fighter, man. He just walks forward. He eats everything. He's been KO'd stiff. He has a good chin, but he's been taking so much damage, man, in every fight. I feel like it's going to add up. I feel like he's going to get KO'd stiff again really, really soon. I just don't know if Bob Ross is the guy to do it. Bob Ross is definitely way bigger than him. Steven Peterson is a bantamweight. Well, I mean, he was a bantamweight. He's 135 and 145er. I think he has a big advantage here on the feet. I just don't know if he's going to use it. But I think he's wrestling, man. I think his wrestling is pretty good when he uses it. Trains at Force MMA, one of the best cans in the world. I think he needs to go out there and take this kid down, because if he does, I think he could definitely win the fight, control him down there. He took down Pinedo, controlled him. Obviously, Pinedo's a 35er, but he also took down Bissett. He actually beat Bissett with the grappling. He took down Bissett like 4 or 5 times. Even Bissett was like, landed some good shots on the feet with him. I don't think Peterson's striking is the best. I just think, he goes forward and he has a crazy pace, great cardio. He's a brawler. I think he's going to be in Pena's face. I think Pena's the better striker. I think that, Pena has pretty good movement. But like you mentioned, I don't know if Pena is going to get him out of there, man. And if he doesn't get him out of there, I think he's going to lose. I think the later the fight goes, I think you got to give advantage to Peterson. I don't know if Bob Ross can take him down. I think Bob Ross might try to take down Peterson. I don't know if he will. Peterson, you has pretty good submission defense too. He has a good ground game. I don't know if Bob Ross is going to be able to tap him out. This isn't Richie Smolin, the biggest jobber of all time. So I mean, the drop to 45, like you said, the whole drop to 135. I don't know, man. I don't know if he's going to be able to make 145. I think it's going to be a really tough cut for him. He has tall man defense for sure. I don't know if Peterson can hurt him on the feet, but I just think the pace is going to be too much. I think the wrestling, if he uses it, is going to be too much. So I got Pena. I got Pena losing the decision. I got Ocho winning the decision. And stay tuned to Twitter if I play it. So,
yeah, one more thing I want to add. Peterson, I mean, I already said he's going to fight for your money for sure, but he also, he has great cardio and he never stops. I don't know if you watched his title fight with Higo in LFA. He was losing most of those rounds. He was probably down 30 or 40 to 36. And in that 5th round, he dug so deep and he actually got Higo down and locked in a rear naked choke. And Higo's actually a really good BJJ guy, and he almost got Higo out of there with the rear naked choke. The crowd was going absolutely crazy. He almost got an amazing comeback win. The dude never stops, and he's like the ultimate like kind of big underdog guy you want to have your money on. He's just one of those guys, those tough nose Darren Elkins type guys that are just never going to stop. And I think eventually he's going to get to Bob Ross, man. I like him late. I'm liking this play a lot. I might put another unit on it.
All right, man. So next fight, we got Jose Formiga versus Davison Figueiredo, and I'm going to let you start first because you have a play.
Yeah, man. This is my 3rd and final play of the night. I have 2 units on the underdog, Jose Formiga, plus 145. I mentioned it before the fight, man. This is easily, in my opinion, the best fight on the card. This is the real people's main event, the flyweight #1 contender fight, in my opinion, man. Davison Figueiredo is on a serious run, 15 or 16-0 right now. Unbelievable record. Just knocked out John Moraga, like unbelievable performance. If you told me I was going to be betting against Davison Figueiredo in his next fight after that John Moraga performance, I would have straight up told you to fuck off, dude, because that was unbelievable. This guy's so good. I don't know how he makes 125 pounds. He's huge for the division. He's got a lot of power. He's athletic. He's improving every fight, man, but stylistically, I think this is a tough one for him, man, and I think this has all the recipes to be his very first MMA loss, man. We all know no one is exempt from it, and I think Jose Formiga is definitely the guy to be able to halt the run. Sergio Pettis, obviously, wasn't undefeated, but, I mean, definitely halted a run there. Jose Formiga is just really crafty, man. He's got some of the best BJJ in the division. He's got the wrestling to go along with it. Like, this guy has some really good wins. I mean, Dustin Ortiz absolutely smoked Ben Wynn. Sergio Pettis, a win over Alexandre Pantoja back in the day. Davison, I know he got that win over Moraga, but that's like, and that's a top 10 win. That's super impressive. I just think Formiga is a little bit more proven, and stylistically, Figueiredo, he got taken down 14 times by Jared Brooks, and I know Jared Brooks has really good wrestling, and Figueiredo was able to get up, but Jared Brooks just kept taking him down. That's kind of how those 14 takedowns ended up there. And I'll say this right now, as someone that's betting Jose or Formiga's not going to land 14 takedowns. And the reason why he's not going to land 14 takedowns is because he does not need 14 takedowns. If he takes this guy down once, I'm not saying he's going to submit Figueiredo. Figueiredo actually has some good sub defense, but I think he's going to be able to control him there. And for plus 145, only has to do that at least 2 out of the 3 rounds, man. I think if he gets him down, he's going to have the BJJ that Jared Brooks didn't, to be able to keep him there, man, and backpack him and do Jose Formiga things. I mean, this guy backpacked Dustin Ortiz, and Dustin Ortiz is like serious, man. My boy Stay Choppin is not only a hard hitter, he's a very good wrestler himself. He out-wrestled Pantoja. I mean, we're talking like the elite of the elite right now, and as much as Davison Figueiredo has a big future, and it's probably going to end up being at 135 pounds, I think maybe this cut might add up to him. I think if this fight goes deeper, I think Formiga, being the guy that probably is cutting less weight, I think he'll have more energy in the tank, and I think he'll eventually sub Figueiredo late. I think Figueiredo, he could absolutely have his moments, and I'm terrified to be fading him here, man, because he's honestly one of my favorite fighters in the UFC right now, and he's a scary, scary dude. And Formiga's been knocked out in the past, and it could happen here. I think that's Davidson's path, is to knock him out. I think if he makes the fight the way he wants it to go, he's gonna get a knockout on Formiga here. I just don't see him being able to get back to his feet from this absolute savage on the mat, Formiga. So I'm gonna go Formiga, 3rd round submission, a 29-28 or a 30-27 wouldn't surprise me, but let's get it, man. 2 units to win 2.9.
What's good, man? I hope you win, man. I'm not going to be playing this. I think it's a really close fight. I feel like it's a back-and-forth fight. Davidson is definitely the better striker. I mean, he has crazy power, man. I think he's explosive. He's athletic. Formiga's definitely improved a lot, and Formiga's a good fighter. His striking's improved for sure. Obviously he has to get it to the mat. We've seen Davison get taken down in the past. He's looked really good lately. It's a great fight. I really do think that Formiga's live. I think he has a really good chance to win this fight. He has really good grappling. But I just really think that Formiga. I think Davison's going to hurt him on the feet. We've seen Formiga, get KO'd twice. And, his chin, I don't know, man. I don't think it's shitty by any means. But I think Davison could hurt him on the feet and potentially get him out of there. I think it's going to go to decision. But, I don't know. It's a crazy fight. I think that they're two of the best flyweights out there. I think they could have success at 135 too. I think Formiga, if he doesn't get to the mat, he's going to be in trouble. I think he has striking. I think it's pretty good, but I just don't think it's better than Davison. So I got the more explosive guy, the more athletic guy, Davison. I think he's going to get a decision, 29-28. So I'm going to breeze through this next fight because I got to get out of here pretty soon. We got John Makdessi versus
Pinedo.
Jesus Pinedo. I just don't really care about this fight. I wanted to fade Makdessi. I don't think that he's that good. I think he's definitely on the decline. I don't care that he beat Ross Pearson. Congrats to you, though, that you cashed that bet last fight. But I just don't think he's that good. But then again, I would never trust a guy ever that had a very close fight with Devin Powell. Devin Powell's the biggest jobber I've ever – oh, my God. Biggest jobber of all time besides Tay Edwards. Damn, if they fought, that'd be like the biggest jobber fest of all time. But anyways, Pinedo's crazy, man. He's a brawler. He likes to, I don't know, man. He's real. I don't even know really what to say about him besides he's a striker. He's a brawler. I think Makdessi's the better striker. I think he's more technical. But then again, he's on the decline for sure. So I wouldn't be surprised if he got caught here. Because he's taking a lot of damage, man. I don't think Pinedo hits hard like Lando though. So I got Makdessi by decision. Don't care. What about you?
Yeah, I actually disagree with you about Makdessi being on the decline. I think he's actually in the best form of his career right now, man. Ever since the Lando Venata knockout loss, he took his talents to Rufus Sport, and I think Rufus is like the perfect matchup for him, man, because it's really like, I don't know. He's just looking a lot better out there, man. He came through as a big underdog against Abel Trujillo, unanimous decision there. And then 30-26 Ross Pearson last time out. Honestly, man, he's just looking sharper in the octagon. And I think the line, the minus 320 or whatever the hell it is right now, I think that's definitely rightful. I was looking to bet Makdessi back when he was like minus 165, minus 170, and fuck, man, I kind of wish I took that now. Looking at the line right now, Pinedo is not very good. Justin's right. He went to a close decision with Devin Powell, and he should not be going to a close decision with Devin Powell, man. So I don't know if Pinedo quite has the explosiveness and power that Lando Venata did to be able to catch Makdessi. Makdessi actually has like a really good chin. I know he didn't quit in that Donald Cerrone fight. The dude got his jaw broken and said, all right, I'm out. But he had a lot of shots from Donald Cerrone. He's a very, very tough guy with, in my opinion, he actually has an underrated chin just because he took those 2 knockout losses to Lando and Cerrone. I think a lot of people are underrating his chin. I think he should be able to eat the shots from Pinedo here and give back 3 times as many. So Makdessi being a big favorite absolutely is rightful, but I don't know if he finishes the kid. I'll say 30-27 for the bull. So moving on to the next one, man, we got co-main event of the evening. Curtis Razor Blaydes minus 280 taking on Justin Wilis plus 240. This is an interesting one, man. Like pre-tape, I went from really, really liking Curtis, and then I watched the tape, and I felt like it might be a little bit closer just because I think Wilis actually he probably has the better footwork and might be able to land some good shots on Blaydes on the feet. We also don't know how Blaydes is going to come back after that devastating, 20 or 30 second KO loss to Francis. We don't know how he's going to come back from that. Might be a little gun shy. Who knows? Wilis going to have his moments here, but in the last couple days, I've really been thinking, man, I don't think he's going to be able to stuff the takedowns from Curtis Blaydes. If Curtis Blaydes comes in here at the top of his game and he sets up his takedowns, I think he probably gets them down, probably lays on him for the better part of 15 minutes. I'm going to go with Curtis Blaydes via boring decision here, man. But if you want to take the underdog shot on Justin Wilis, especially a heavyweight, man, where the fights are so hard to predict, I don't blame the Wilis underdog shot at all here. He's definitely the side, but I'll go with Blaydes, boring decision. Who do you got?
Yeah, it's a really close fight. Shout out to Best Fight Picks Dan, because he really had me thinking about this, because I still think Wilis is live, but I thought about playing Wilis, and then he was like to me, like we were talking, and said, how's his takedown defense? And then I had to really go back and be like, okay, we've never even seen him get taken down in the UFC, and all the guys he's been fighting really like just are not grapplers. So you could say his takedown defense is good, I guess, because he trains with DC, but he's never even faced a grappler before. So this is a huge, this is just, I don't know, man, like this is a huge step up. I feel like that he's been fighting. He's been fighting a bunch of cans. Mark Hunt's not a can, but Mark Hunt's on the decline. I mean, he's like one fight away probably from getting retired. Or is he retired? I don't even know. Mark Hunt hasn't looked like shit lately.
I think he's retired.
So I mean, Curtis Blaydes got KO'd stiff last fight, but I mean, he's one of the best fighters in the division, one of the best grapplers in the division. I think Wilis is really good boxing. I just don't know if he's going to get taken down. That's the thing. Like, I think he's live. I think he has, he's probably more technical. I think Blaydes is good striking too, but is he going to get taken down? I don't know. And I mean, we haven't seen his takedown defense because he hasn't fought anyone out, and on the level as Blaydes. So I'm going to go with Blaydes. I think he's going to get him down there. I don't know if he's going to get him out of there. I mean, he has really good ground pound, really good control. I don't think Blaydes is chinny either. Like he got caught. Like I think he has a good chin. He's pretty durable. Wilson's good boxing. Wilson's good jab, but Wilson, he's not. I don't know, man. He's not a finisher. I feel like he just does what he has to do to get the decision win. And I don't know. I think he's gonna get taken down here and just kind of get controlled. So I got Curtis Blaydes. Next fight with the main event, we got Wonderboy versus Pettis. This is a really strange main event. I don't know why Pettis is fighting at 170. I really don't. I don't know why Wonderboy's will take this fight. I feel like Wonderboy should be fighting I don't know, Ponzi or one of the, I don't know. This is a weird ass fight to me, man. Pettis should be Pettis fought 145. I don't know. Pettis looks really good at 170. I've been seeing it in the pictures and stuff. I just think it's a bad matchup for him, man. Wonderboy is on the decline for sure. But he's one of the best fighters in the division. He's one of the best strikers in the division. He's too big, I feel like, for Pettis. I think his movement's too good. I think when Pettis goes inside, he's going to get caught and he's going to get dropped. And I think Wonderboy's going to get a TKO here, man. It's kind of funny that I'm saying Wonderboy's going to get a finish because Wonderboy can't finish anything. He can't even finish the slice of bread that his mom made him, But I don't know, man. I really do see him. I really do think that he's going to get him out of there, man. Pettis just – you could say both these guys are on the decline, but Pettis has taken so much punishment. He had a war with Tony Ferguson, which he had some success in it for sure. He has great jiu-jitsu, but he's not going to go out there and get Wonderboy down. Wonderboy's not going to take him down. I think Wonderboy's is way more polished on the feet, way more technical, way more tools, and I think he's just the better fighter, man. So I got Wonderboy by a finish, and Pettis. I don't know what you're doing at 170, bro. I really think you should be fighting at 155. So I think he makes it look easy here. What about you?
Yeah, man, I kind of see this going down similar to the Wonderboy Masvidal fight, where one guy just looks a lot bigger and he's the more technical striker and he plays it safe and wins the decision. So I'm going to go with Wonderboy 50-45 here. I don't have much to say about the fight. I don't really like Pettis at 170. It's just so weird, the career desperation from him. First, it was down to 45. Then it was back up to 55. And now it's up to 70. I thought he should have stayed at 55 where he once held the belt. He's going to be really undersized here, man. I don't know. I mean, how long before he shoots in this fight? How many minutes into the fight do you think he shoots?
Pettis?
Yeah.
I think he's going to shoot probably 3 minutes in, but he's going to get caught, I feel like, man. Wonderboy's counter-striking. People think Wonderboy just has kicks, but his, hands, he dropped Masvidal, he has some really good striking. Wonderboy is one of the best fighters at 170.
He's for real, man. I'm curious, though. What makes you say he's on the decline?
I don't know, man. Wonderboy, the Till fight, a lot of people really think that, that Till, lost that fight, and it's funny because obviously Till just got KO'd stiff, but I've watched that fight a couple times. Yes, it's a really boring fight. Till won the fight. Wonderboy just didn't do anything really in that fight. I mean, Till didn't either, but still got the knockdown in the 5th round. I mean, Wonderboy has a good chin, but I don't know, man. Like, I feel like you could definitely say he's a little chinny, I feel like. A little bit. I just don't think Pettis is going to be able to take advantage of that.
Yeah, he's just going to be too small at 170, and maybe...
He's old. Wonderboy's old, too, man.
I mean, he's not very old in fight years, though. I mean, he hasn't taken a whole lot of damage, and he kind of got into MMA at a late age.
True.
I mean,
I don't see him beating like I don't see him being the champ. Obviously, I don't see him beating Colby. I don't see him beating Ponzi. I mean, I don't know. There's a couple other fighters too that I don't think would Wonderboy would beat him.
I wouldn't say he's declined by any means, but he's probably plateaued in the sport. Like, I don't think we're ever going to see him like develop any kind of wrestling game or jiu-jitsu game or anything like that. I think what we see from Stephen Thompson is what we see. He's probably never going to hold the belt, but he's going to be in that top 10 for at least a couple more years, in my opinion. And a loss to Pettis here would probably bounce him out of the top 10. Maybe not, because he has some wins over top 10 guys, but that would hurt for sure. I just don't see him losing this fight, man. Like, the minus 400 range sounds pretty accurate to me, but obviously don't go and parlay him at minus 400. If anything, play like the Pettis by sub prop at plus 1,000 or whatever the fuck it is. Because if Pettis wins, that's probably how he gets it done. He probably ends up getting it to the mat. So somehow it hits the mat, and he's got the better jiu-jitsu by a lot, probably. That's probably how he has to do it. He's got to make some crazy shit happen here, man.
Yeah, man. I don't think Pettis should be fighting at 170. I really don't. But if Pettis won, that'd be, obviously a really, really good win. And I don't know. I don't see it happening. But who knows, man? We'll see.
All right, man. I know you got to a baseball draft to go to. So I'm just gonna read off my 3 bets here. I only have 5.4 units on the line as of right now. If I have a 4th play, it'll probably be Chito Vera, but we'll see what happens. I have 2.4 units on Bobby Moffett minus 160 to win 1.5. I have 2 units on Juicy Formiga plus 145 to win 2.9. And I have 1 unit on Steven Peterson plus 255. I might even add another unit to that. We'll see.
Yeah, man. So I got 3 units on Mitchell at plus 155. And I have 3 units on Jordan Espinosa at – I'm sorry. I got Mitchell at plus 163 units, and I got 3 units on Espinosa at plus 165. I might make one more play. It'll be on Peterson. We'll see. I'll stay tuned to that. But, yeah, man, we'll be back for next week. Let us know in the comments below who you guys got in every fight and stuff. And we actually might have a special guest next week. So, yeah, stay tuned to that. So, all right, guys. We'll be back next week. Later, guys.